Welcome back, everybody. I'm your host, Kelly Sparks, aka Redbeard. So today is a special day. It's a end of a long period in my life, about 15, 16 months. And I'll explain to everybody the significance of certain things. This is Wild Turkey Decades. That's all I have left of it. I do believe that there's, holding it up a little high, I do believe there's more. I know there's at least 2 bottles left in the area. So probably whenever I get an extra $130, go out and buy me another one and just set it on the shelf. But the significance of this little fella and what I've been doing for the last 16 months. Let's see. Oh, it fell out. On April 20th of 2019, at around 1 a.m., I was pulled over while driving my vehicle and was asked to, basically asked if I had been drinking. And I had. I'm not going to tell you how much. Quite a bit. Not proud of it, but they asked me if I had been drinking. I said I might have had a couple. And officer asked me to get out of the car, so I complied. Got out of my truck. Gave me a field sobriety test, and I think I did okay on the field sobriety test. My eyes probably were jumping. That's probably the worst thing. Asked me to do the heel toe, which I've got. Well, at the time, I've skipped leg day quite a bit because I jacked my back up last year. But at the time, I was religiously doing leg day 2 or 3 times a week, and I had thick 28, 30-inch thighs. And I only wear a size 11 shoe, so you can imagine 5'11", size 11 shoe, 10.5, 11, whatever, with 30-inch thighs. My thighs rub together. There's some thickness down there. So, as you can imagine, every time I do a heel toe, my legs are being compressed on each other. So, I did that one okay as well. And then that moment came, and he was like, "Well, I got something in my teeth." That's not what he said. He's like, "Well, I'm gonna need you to blow in this breathalyzer." And I said, "Well, I ain't gonna do that." He's like, "Well, I'm gonna have to take you to jail." I said, "All right." He's like, "I'm gonna take your license too." And I was like, "What? Why are you taking my license?" He said, "I already told you that." And I was like, "I told you I don't listen very well," which is the truth. I don't. But anyway, that period of time is over. So I won't need this anymore because I was told if you're going to keep doing videos, you got to spit your whiskey out. So that's what I did. I was spitting my whiskey out. And beyond that, today, while graduating, I guess it's a symbolism. Every time a person graduates from the DWI program here in East Texas, they give them a cupcake. And I'm going to make a mess of my beard eating this cupcake right now in front of you guys. But I just wanted to get on here and just tell everybody why I've been doing what I've been doing for the last year and a half or so. That's a good cupcake. So, and cupcakes go good with whiskey. That actually goes really well together. Something about sweets and bourbon and different types of scotch. It goes really well together. I'm going to try to eat this and not make a mess of everything, which is impossible. So, that night, I'll kind of give you all the breakdown. Here in Texas, we have BYOL clubs where you can bring your own bottle of liquor. It's so rich. So a friend of mine was playing a live show there at this little bar, little dive bar. So I took a couple cigars and a fifth of Wild Turkey 101 with me, just to hang out. And it was a cool night. It was April 19th, which was the day that I got there. It was that evening that I got arrested on 4/20, April 20th. Wow. It was cool that night. I'm wearing like a denim jacket, bottle of whiskey, two or three cigars. Well, because it was so cool, I'm gonna eat a big old chunk of this icing. Because it was so cool, the whiskey I had in the paper sack had me a little coffee cup, a little campfire tin coffee cup drinking out of, which everybody thought was cool. And the whiskey was chilled by the weather. It was probably 50 something degrees that night, 50, 60 degrees. Probably one of the last really cool days before the springtime heat comes. And I was just sipping whiskey, man, having a good old time, smoking cigars and just knocking them back. Just knocking them down. And I left the bottle in the bag, and I think that was where my first mistake was, because I didn't realize how much I was drinking. Wow. I finished my second cigar, and that'll just kind of give you a time reference. It was probably a good 3 hours, and I had finished the majority of this bottle by myself. And at that point, I was like, I need to go to the house. I was like, it's getting late. I know I've had quite a bit already. I just need to leave right now. Because I had most of my faculties about me. Well, it's a little dry on there. I'm going to wash it down. Wild Turkey Decades. That's a good whiskey. If you can find that one, I suggest picking it up. I really like it. So my plan was just to go straight home. Maybe stop at Whataburger. If you know anything about Texas, we got Whataburger. Stop at Whataburger. Give me a burger and some fries or something. Go to the house. Eat that. Go to bed. That was the plan. Well, I had friends who were having like a little get together house party, and I guess they figured out I was still out and about, because I don't really go out much at the time, and I really don't go out anymore. And they figured out, oh, he's out. Let's see if he'll come over and hang out with us. So I did, and I probably wouldn't have if I would have just thought about it, but I went over there, hung out with my buddies, most of which you've either seen on this channel or you've heard on the Bearded Idiots, and stayed over there for about 2 hours. But I'd stopped drinking at that point, which is a good thing, because I was pretty much out of whiskey. And so about 2 hours go by. I had something to eat over there, and finally I was just like, alright, I'm going to the house. And the biggest lesson I've learned from this whole experience is listen to your friends when they're looking out for your best interests. I had at least 4 or 5 people that night trying to talk me out of driving, and at the time, me 2.5 years ago almost, was so stubborn and foolish that I was just like, nah, I'm gonna go home. And like, come on, man, you really don't need to be driving. Like, we'll get you an Uber. Before, well, that was right after COVID took off. Well, we'll get you an Uber. We'll get you home. I was like, no, I'm fine driving, which I was. Like, my driving wasn't the reason why I got pulled over. I didn't get my truck registered in time. Yeah. So, and at one point I looked at One of the guys was like, man, you're just going to have to take my keys from me if you don't want me to drive. But the lesson I've learned is, if your friends are looking out for your best interests, just listen to them. So, now I got this cupcake. Washing it down with this glass of whiskey. It's so rich. So sweet. I probably shouldn't have ate the whole thing, but I'm going to savor it. Savor this last bite. So, I got took to jail. I refused a breathalyzer. They took me to the police station. Filled out a warrant. Took me to the hospital. Judge met us there. He signed the warrant. They drew my blood. And then, bada bing, bada boom, we fast forward 2 years and some change later. And now I'm through the program. Learned a great life lesson that I'll never repeat. And no one got hurt. So that's the best thing. Nobody got hurt. So that's why at the end of every video, I'm always, don't drink and drive. Be smart about it. If you're gonna break a law, break one at a time. I made a mess. Now I need to get cleaned up. So that's what happened. That's why I've been having my spittoon here for the longest of time. I'll probably still edit the videos down just because there's a good minute or two that I spend capturing my thoughts after I take a sip. So I'll probably keep editing, but at least you'll see me sipping whiskey. So that's all I got. I'm gonna wash my hands, finish my whiskey. And yeah, so that's all I got for you. It was a good cupcake. End of an era. It's time to start anew. So thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking around. Like always, check the description for ways to help out with bills around the house. Check out the Bearded Idiots. Like always, like the video, subscribe. Did I just say that? No. Anyway, my brain's foggy. I had too much sugar just now. Thanks for watching. Cheers. Like always, drink some whiskey. Share with your friends and family. Be safe. Don't drink and drive. Take care. We'll see you next time. Cheers.